Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well today. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about how it's okay to not be good at this current moment. So let me pull out the notepad. Okay, now what inspired this video was because I saw a specific comment on my last video. I'm gonna pull it up on screen right now. Booms. So this guy said, what happens when you make a conscious effort to anti-air? Tell yourself you want to focus on anti-airing and really hyper focus on it, but don't actually get anti-air. Then you go into training and effing wait. Nah, I'm confused. I thought this was just his way of swearing, but now I'm confused. Anyways, you go into training with multiple setups and you anti-air everything. Okay, so this is what I mean by, even though you may have been doing the process and you may have been working towards something, it might not always show itself immediately, right? For me, I'm a knucklehead, right? It takes me time. And for a lot of y'all, it probably, because it's a new skill, it's a new thing that you're trying to learn, it's going to take time. And what I'm alluding to is the fact that a lot of us try to think of the game where, like, I know what I want to do, I'm going to the games, I'm still not able to do it, therefore I'm trash. And when you think of yourself as trash, then you start losing motivation to play, right? And in the cases where you're feeling losing motivation to play, I would just encourage you a little bit more to try and play a little bit a day, not too much, just a little bit a day, and try practicing that anti-air. Right? Obviously, it's going to take time for you to learn, right? You haven't been doing this all your life, right? So this video is namely just to encourage you into thinking more about how you want to engage the game. So if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you need some help. Lord knows I did at some point. But here's the thing, you want your favorite content creators to come and help you, but let's be real, they're charging like $60 per hour. You don't need that, but when I got you good. Over on this channel, I do free coaching sessions on Tuesdays and on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. EST. So what does that look like? I essentially go over your matches. I give you tools so that you can succeed the next time you open up rank. So once again, join my Discord. Wait till I'm live either on Tuesdays or on Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. EST. Be there or be square. And yeah, I'm not your favorite pro, but I'm available. Those pros are not available. So once again, join the live, get better, and I'll help you improve. Back to the video, right? A lot of us like, oh shoot, I'm unable to anti-air, and if I'm unable to anti-air my opponent, then what am I good for, right? Like, I'm in situations, I'm getting hit all the time, right? I'm flubbing up the input, and which means I'm getting hit. And it feels as though, even though you practice in a training mode, it's not really working out. Now, I don't naturally have an answer to this, as so far as you do X thing and it'll work for you. Obviously, you can practice it as much as you can in the lab. However, you're going to have to face real opponents and feel out what they like to do, right? Another thing that helps you focus on these things is, at the very least, set yourself, I've made many videos on this, but set yourself up at certain ranges to start working on anti-airs, okay? What do I mean by this? If you stand at this range, Luke can't press any of the buttons that he wants to press at this range, right? So if you stand at a range in which you kind of goad him into jumping into you, that's when you can focus on the anti-airs. So let's play it out as a match, right? Let's fake it. So in this case, if he walks forward, I walk back, and if he walks back, I walk forward. I was talking. Anyways, imagine. But if he walks back, I walk forward. If he walks forward, I walk back. Now the reason why I want to do this is namely because I want to keep this space. This space allows me enough time to react to whatever comes, and in the case that he does go for it, that's when we can try and anti-air him, right? There are a lot of things in this game that make it a little bit difficult to manage, but you can at the very least, to make it slightly easier on yourself, you can place yourself in certain positions where it'll kind of goad them into jumping, right? Especially if you're at that platinum rank, they're more than likely, let me be specific here, they are likely to try and jump out of this situation when they realize that they want to get in but don't have the buttons to reach you, but they want to reach you regardless. So what they'll do is they'll try to jump at you, right? This is the psychology behind it. Now for my diamonds, you're gonna have to hide it a little bit better. So if you're at diamond and you haven't really mastered the art of anti-airing, I would first and foremost suggest to just go with your basic anti-air, your button anti-air. So that would either look as crouching heavy punch, if you're at standing heavy kick. For some characters, they really don't have good ones, so you might have to air them anytime you see them, right? But this is how you want to go about it. Now it's changed a little bit of the flow of my video, but this is kind of how you want to manage that. And obviously you're going to feel moments in which you're less motivated to play, and in those cases you don't necessarily need to force yourself. But what I would say is that at the very least, play a couple games of casual match, right? If you perk up to the game, you perk up to the game. If not, you can put the game down at any time. But what this video is mainly for is to make sure that you guys don't over stress the fact that you need to get good now. Okay, a lot of these skills, once you've taken them, once you've mastered them, they stick with you for a long time. And if you want to veer off into other games, we saw 2XKO, which is that League of Legends fighting game. If you want to veer off into DBFZ, Guilty Gear Strive, all of these other titles, you're gonna need to know how to anti-air. And honestly, I learned how to consistently anti-air with crouching heavy punch because of DBFZ, right? Mind you, DBFZ is not my first fighting game, but you learn how to do it because you have to, if anyone knows DBFZ, you have to 2H someone who super dashes. But that's neither here nor there, right? All I'm trying to do is encourage you to, number one, not give up when you've started something. On top of which, if you want to get better at anti-airing, make sure that at the very least, make it a little bit easier on yourself. If you're trying to anti-air from here, it's going to be really hard, because not only do you have to contest with his buttons, right? But you also have to possibly contend with the idea of him potentially jumping here and crossing you up. And it's a lot to think about. It really is. But if you stand at a certain range, it reduces the amount of mental stress that you go through, and it makes it a little bit easier to learn anti-airs. Anyways, I hope this helps a little bit. I know this video isn't technically the most extravagant of titles that I've done, but I hope this really makes you think about how you want to approach the game and how you want to approach anti-airs. The same thing could also be said about whiff punishing, right? If you notice that your opponent is going for a lot of walk up buttons, then you want to try and punish that any way you can, right? With that being said, hope you have a good one, y'all. Have a peace.